Hi Arians, welcome to your June-July reading on the astrological house system. We're going to use 12 cards to see what's happening in all areas of your life. So what do Arians need to know in June and July? What do Arians need to know in June and July? What do Arians need to know June and July? Right, so if you've got your natal chart, then you will know about the house systems. If not, it doesn't matter. Right, the overall influence card is the Four of Pentacles here. So this will relate to a time of being steadfast, but not being too overprotective of what's yours at the moment. So we'll see how that relates to each of the houses. So house 1 is all about yourself. This is the Five of Pentacles, about moving on when things are difficult. So there's an aspect here of a give and take aspect. One has to learn to receive as well as give. So you may find a little bit of difficulty with spreading yourself around in your life. There also might be, for some of you, being frozen out in situations. So we'll see about communication, but it's very much about persevering at the moment, but also learning to open up a little bit more. Maybe that's communication, maybe it's relationships. We'll have a look. So let's see house 2, about what you value and possessions. Here we have the King of Swords. So for the King of Swords, communication, you might be valuing that at the moment. You might have been frozen out by a particular person. We'll have a look here and here. But for some of you, how you communicate may be very important. You may be slightly frightened that there isn't enough money, so you're holding on very tightly to that. So when you feel that communication isn't quite there, now is the time to see how you've been able to communicate in the past. It's also what you value as great ideas at the moment. So if you're having flashes of inspiration, then this is really exciting to communicate with those around you that need the communication. We'll see what that's about here, hopefully. So how you communicate, Arians, in the next few weeks is the Page of Pentacles. So you can see that vision, and you have valued a inspiration, inspired thoughts from your higher self. So maybe you've been listening and you want to persevere in the new goals that you're going to set yourself. It's, as I said in the very beginning, it's about giving and sharing. It's like when we can receive, we also can give, but that's of ourselves as well. So if you're becoming a leader, and we all know Arians like to lead, so seeing that whole vision at the moment and how you communicate that to yourself, but also to others as well. So the giving and sharing of what your vision is may be applicable at this time. I'll just have a look around here. Communicating and seeing. So visualization maybe for Arians is a good idea to really see their goals, see their dreams, bring them down, write them down. But for you, Arians, it's all about seeing clearly what's going on. It's a good start anyway. Right, so here in the 4th house, this is a great card for the 4th house, Arians, because this is about the roots. It could be to do with your mother. So this is a very gentle card. I know I can hear you say my mother wasn't gentle. But at the moment, it's a very grounding aspect of where you've come from. So when you see this new vision for yourself, whether you want to step into the birthing process, birthing these new ideas to move forward and share yourself, maybe some of you are thinking of children. We'll have a look. But the whole aspect of holding your world in your hands is now for yourself. And this is why I said the giving and the receiving has to be in place. So you do have a lot of knowledge and groundedness in your upbringing. A lot of you. It is really a very practical way of springboarding into life itself. So the inspiration and how you valued things is coming from that groundedness, those roots of how you grew up. Very exciting. House 5. This is about your inner child and children. So some of you are really thinking about having a child. What that means to you, Arians. There's also a hope for the child to have moved personally through your life into the adulthood. And what stage am I at now? And this is where I think the inspiration is coming to see this new vision and giving birth to it. So any dreams that you've had as a child, this is giving a momentum to actually see it quite clearly. It's very flashing of inspiration that you've already had. So Arians, if you can tap into your dreams that you've had in the slight past, and indeed as a child, then this aspect here is really good. As I said, the giving, you have to give birth to the idea, but also put into practicality those things, because here it's the universe is giving you that momentum to hope and dream and wish for. Children love to wish and see things, blowing bubbles and seeing the little images. This is the inspiration, this is the imagination that you can tap into. Very excited. Right, 6, work. Wow, I'm very happy for Arians. Right, okay. So house 6 is work and daily activities, things like that. So you've got the sun. You can see happiness. So I think for you at the moment, there's a slight breakthrough. You've suddenly realised, whether listening to this and you're like, yeah, that's me, that's me, that's exactly what I want, the new inspiration. Because here is complete happiness. It's about putting that energy, bringing that whole belief, but making it happen. So staying still and sort of, no, I can't do it, which is not really like Arians, because you can do it. You can put your fiery elements and just go forward. So you will find, if you really are a bit more grounded, you can put all your fire energy and move forward. So the inspiration that you've had of valuing, you can really put those ideas into action. That's a brilliant card in there. So work area, you can really work hard in. Just gets better for you. Right, Arians, in the relationship, you have the Lovers. We can't argue with that. Well, we could. We'll have a go. So here, in the relationship, you've got the Lovers. Sometimes this is about a choice. However, because things are very happy in your daily life, the choice of being in a partnership is quite enticing. Maybe that's a new idea. Maybe I'll have a little relationship here. But those of you who are perhaps in a very steady relationship, can now strengthen the area of partnership. I think also that there's a huge blessing taking place. So if you have been thinking of a birth, that whole communication is going to come about as well. So this is a good time for relationships if you give and receive. So if you have been feeling out in the cold in certain areas, especially to do with relationships, then now is the time to share what you really want, what you've wished for. So that communication has to be quite significant to your partner or future partner. So this is the choice, whether you can really value how you're expressing to your partner what you need to express. But there is definitely a blessing for you, really come up. Very exciting time. 8 just gets better. So here in the 8th house is the Ace of Wands. This is to do with transformations and other people's money and a little bit of death. So birth is like a death. It's about being reborn, reincarnated, if people want to believe in that, but it's making the magic actually happen. So wishing, whatever you wish for now is definitely going to be transformed to what you want. So what you value, you must write it down, or at least say it out aloud, because this aspect is, if we don't have the thought, we can't put it into action. But this is the very start of putting things into action. So this is marvellous. I hope you're excited. Right, 9. So we have the 6 of Swords here in the 9th house, which is to do with travel and religion, things like that. So you may be looking at moving away from how things have been in your life, and how you kind of think that things have been a little bit not as steady as they could. So you may be looking at morals and values and seeing if that's applicable to yourself and moving away from that, which is absolutely fine. But also moving away from here as about, there isn't enough, I can't do it at the moment. But I would definitely disagree because of all these great aspects before it. You are moving away from certain things that have not served you well. So that's a really good aspect there. Right, 10th house Aries is all about career and your reputation. So you have the Hermit. So I think going back to here, expressing what you need, what you want in a gentle way. This is about going inside and finding your own inner wisdom before you tell it to others. The communication is going to be expressed with partnerships, and especially the new ideas that come about. Career-wise, you're very happy here and here, but there could be something more. So putting energy in new career ideas or job ideas will be successful, because with the Hermit, bringing your higher wisdom, just going alone to actually know what you're doing. Maybe you're thinking, I'm really going to be on my own, I'm no longer going to make the choice to be in a relationship. Some of you may be thinking about that. So this is why here, what you value in how you think is very important about how you communicate what you want in your own world. So this aspect here is vitally important to know what you do want before you move away from what has gone on before. It's still a happy time, but you've got to make that wish really come alight here. So 11th house, friends. 11th house is friends. So this is all about when things are a little bit all over the place and may have been a little bit fraught at times. Maybe people, your friends, are thinking you haven't shared yourself enough, and that's why there's an aspect here of you being able to cope. But this alone time and this reflection on your new goals is going to be more important. So if your friends are in the next few days and weeks are demanding time of you, you know, because you are sort of, I'm just busy in myself. Friends may not quite understand that, the people around you. So this is why communication and seeing the new vision of how you want your life is going to be applicable. Maybe express to them, I can't be with you at the moment because. So just really looking at that, what's important to you. House 12, Arians. This is about what's hidden. Can be to do with institutions and higher spirituality. So what you've wished for here is really being given to you on a higher level. So if some of you are definitely thinking of being a mother, being a father, then this is really going to come about quite significantly. But some of you, it may be a start to move away from those old ideas that are no longer serving you. So this is really quite an aspect where you can look. If you're finding that you want to go into a new career where you are alone a lot of the time and it brings in more money, then it is also a good aspect for Arians at the moment. That is quite a good aspect, actually. So any career that some of you are thinking where you are working alone, away from what you have been doing, maybe it is being a single parent. I'm going to be a single parent. Then, you know, that's absolutely fine. But the new situation is definitely coming, which is really, really good. Right, now I'm just using the Moonology spread card to see which area I think needs looking at. And what we need here is this aspect, yourself, which is applicable for Arians. Let's see what's going on for Arians in their little sage. Wow. Right, okay. Do all readers say that? Wow. Right, it's the first quarter moon. Your commitment is being tested. So your commitment to moving on when things are difficult is being tested. Because sometimes we can just procrastinate, not move on, not realise that our wish can come true. So when commitments are being tested, it's interesting, isn't it? Now here in this aspect, your friends might be tested, how you can move on, and choose whether this relationship's okay for you, choose whether a partnership in a career, in a career-wise is applicable too. So sometimes when people look at readings, they go, yeah, that's really applicable, yeah, and do nothing. So this is why for you, yourselves, your commitment is being tested. So this is why right at the beginning I said receiving and giving is very important. What are you giving to yourself that's more important to move through what's a little bit of a challenge? It's not a huge challenge, but nevertheless it's about going to your life purpose of who you are, Arians. So in the next few weeks, I really hope you can put the energy into your happiness, making the small things matter to make the big change come about. So it is a choice. It's definitely a choice for you of tapping into your wisdom to see how your commitment is actually tested. Do you really want that child? Do you really want that transformation to take place, to make things a lot easier for you when times are hard? So Arians, I wish you all the very best and lots of love to you. Thanks for watching.